Om Sai Ram. Today's video is related to experience of Gangubai Aurangabadkar, how she was blessed with a son with the blessings of Sai Baba after 27 years of her marriage. Before starting this video, I request you, if you are interested to know more about Sai Baba, his miracles, then do subscribe my channel, like it and share it with other devotees of Baba. Let's start today's video. In chapter 36 of the Sri Sai Satcharitra, the wonderful Leela of Gangubai and Sakharam Aurangabadkar is given. Although Gangubai had been married for 27 years, she was unable to conceive and bear children. Having heard of Baba's divinity and compassionate Leelas, she came to Shirdi along with her stepson Vishwanath to seek Baba's blessing. Gangubai sought Shama's help and through his intervention offered a coconut to Baba. Then Baba said, "Do coconuts produce children? How do you cultivate such superstitions?" However, Shama was adamant that Baba bless her with a child. After a great deal of persuasion, Baba finally blessed her, saying, "She will get a child after 12 months," and so it came to pass. A short biography of Sakharam Tatyaji Aurangabadkar and his wife Gangubai is narrated by their grandson Dattatreya Vasudev Aurangabadkar. The Aurangabadkar's home was in Sholapur and they were goldsmith by profession. Sakharam owned a jewellery shop in Mangalwarpet and he was famous for crafting ready-made jewellery. During that time, clients were unable to purchase beautiful jewellery, hence they would come to Sakharam and explain to him the pattern and type of jewellery they desired to have made. Sakharam with his expertise would create beautiful jewellery for them. He was respected for his righteousness and honesty. At that time there were no financial banks, so Sakharam also had a pawn brokerage business. Thus his family was very affluent. In Sholapur, he was fondly known as Sakhya Hari, that is, Hari or the Lord who is my friend. Dattatreya recalls, "My grandfather had a noble personality. He was tall and well built. He wore a feta, that is turban, and a coat on top of his dhotar, that is dhoti, and walked in a majestic manner. Sakharam was a pious person. At a young age, he would recite the Vishnu Sahasranam and every evening upon returning home, he would sit on the swing and recite it with devotion. At that time, it was a common practice for a man to remarry if his wife did not bear any children. Thus, Sakharam remarried and a son was born, and he was named Vishwanath. Gangubai was affluent, wore a lot of jewellery, and was well dressed. Nonetheless, she was extremely saddened by the fact that she was unable to conceive, and everyone called her Vanjoti, a derogatory name for a barren woman. Society was very unkind to infertile women and treated them as a curse to society. Consequently, she was hurt and distraught and was unable to enjoy her affluence. So she sought refuge in God. There was a temple of Lord Ram in front of her home, and Gangubai spent most of her time praying in that temple. She observed numerous vows like performing Rudra Abhishek to Lord Shiva during the holy month of Shravana. Gangubai would chant the 1,000 names of Lord Shiva while offering 1,000 Bilvapatra on his Shivlinga. At the end of that holy month, she had a huge feast where everyone would come and dine. On every Purnima, she had a Satyanarayan Puja performed in her home. Aurangabadkar's family deity was Renuka Devi, so Gangubai would climb to the top of the Mahurgarh at midnight. In the darkness of the night, she would pick up the first stone that touched her hand and bring it home. She would apply ochre color on it, and eyes, ears, a nose made of gold was fixed on it. Then the stone would be adorned with jewellery and worshipped as a goddess. All these rituals are still conducted at their home even to this day. Even after observing all these rituals fast and vows, Gangubai was unable to conceive. As the gods did not seem to come to Gangubai's help, she sought refuge in St. Gangubai started visiting Humanabad and did seva in Manik Prabhu's sansthan. One day, while she was sweeping the floor, she found two pearls. Gangubai immediately returned them to Manik Prabhu. However, Manik Prabhu did not accept them and asked her to keep them. Gangubai took them as a good omen and returned to Sholapur. As Akkalkot is quite near to Sholapur, Gangubai started visiting Swami Samartha. There also, she performed a lot of seva. Seva done with devotion never goes in vain. On one occasion, Dasganu performed a kirtan in Sholapur and she and her family attended it. This had a tremendous effect on her, and as Dasganu spoke of Baba's divinity, his compassion for the downtrodden, and the numerous leela that he performed for his devotees, she was filled with faith. After Dasganu had finished the kirtan, she met him and inquired about Baba. Dasganu reassured her, "You go to Shirdi and prostrate at his feet. Your desire will definitely be fulfilled." Gangubai did not waste another moment and got permission from her husband to leave for Shirdi. Taking her stepson Vishwanath, she went to meet him. At Shirdi, she tried her level best to meet Baba and open her heart to him. This was especially difficult as there was always someone or the other present there. Then she sought Shama's help and finally her wish was granted. Gangubai and Vishwanath stayed in Shirdi for 2 months and her persistence paid off. Baba's promise came true in 1911 and Sakharam and Gangubai were blessed with a baby boy. The baby was cute with a rosy, fair complexion, but most importantly, he was a healthy baby. Gangubai filled in with the joy of finally giving birth to a boy, and everyone around her was happy for her. Sakharam had decided that the baby would be christened by Baba. Thus, when the child was 5 months old, they took the baby to Shirdi. Baba placed the baby in his lap and blessed him with the name Ramakrishna, and as Dakshina, Sakharam gave Baba 500 rupees. However, Baba didn't accept it and it was later used to construct a stable for Baba's favorite horse Shamkarna. In 1915, Gangubai had another son named Vasudev, and a year later she passed away. Thus, both her children were bereft of their mother's love. But as it was a large extended family, they were well cared for. Vishwanath's wife Mathura Bai took good care of both the children. This Leela has taken from Sri Sai Leela magazine, Deepavali issue, published in the year 2010. Hey Sai, bless your all devotees. Om Sai Ram.